throat, and nose swabs. But again, perhaps the biggest headline from President Trump tonight is going to be that halt in funding to the World Health Organization, at least for now. He's accused of the organization of making many mistakes along the way, not being tough enough on China from the very beginning. Though we should note, President Trump in January also did thank China for transparency in a tweet. So I asked Dr. Amesh Adalja about the WHO's role. He's a senior scholar and an infectious disease expert from Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security.
The WHO has probably the biggest role in the pandemic because they are the ones coordinating all the different countries, trying to understand how each individual outbreak is going. So they are a key public health agency. What I would say is during this outbreak, they haven't done everything perfectly. There are some questions about how they handled the Chinese data and the transparency and how much of a pass they gave China for some of their draconian methods, as well as some of the lack of transparency that occurred there. But I don't think that talking about defunding or defunding this agency in the middle of a pandemic is the right way to go about reforming the WHO.
So when you stack those two things up against one another, the potential good that they could do versus, as you say at the beginning, WHO, many people say, did not press hard enough. That they didn't say, really, we must insist that we're there, that we are on the ground seeing things firsthand. Which one stacks higher?
I do think right now in the middle of a pandemic, we can't really look at what happened in the past. I think that's something that needs to be done in the future. And this is the same kind of thing we did after the Ebola outbreak in 2014, where the WHO was rightly criticized for some of their actions and took reformation actions. That's what needs to happen again. I think in the middle right now, this could just be very chaotic and it sends the wrong signal and it may make us worse off because there are many other countries that are relying on the WHO's response to this virus. And we don't want to compromise that because this is a virus that's affecting the whole world, and we're not going to be safe from this virus until it's controlled in every nation in the world.
Thanks again to Dr. Amesh Adalja. A big step in reopening the economy involves schools. That has to happen. Right now, students across the country are at home learning remotely. How do you make sure they're